FS Randoms. Today we're going to show you how to hard plumb and heat your above ground pool. Our pool here happens to be the Coleman 12 by 22 by 52 inch. And so we're going to teach you a couple things here on what we did to enjoy our pool for an extended swim season. We were in our pool already in May, and we'll probably enjoy it into October. Now, we live here in Canada, southern Canada, so it stays warm, but not warm enough to keep the pool temperature to where we like to swim. So, show you what we're doing. Pool comes with this type of a pump and filtration system. There's a small cartridge that fits inside here, and the pump is about a quarter horse and maybe pumps out 1,200 gallons per hour. We found that this is absolutely not sufficient or efficient for the size of this pool. So my recommendation would be to jump up to the next level, which this is an Intex pool pump. This one does about 2,800 gallons per hour. It has a basket filter as well as a 70-pound sand filter. There's a bunch of different options on here to filter, rinse, recirculate, backwash. Of course, you can close the system, and of course, you can also waste out and drain the pool as well. So I'm going to show you another clip of how we were able to adapt the Intex system to a hard plumb setup. Start off, what we did here is we used a black PVC piping. I know most people use white, but I've done some research and these pipes are fine to use. I also like them because they are black. They'll absorb the sun and actually help heat the water a little bit more and keep efficiency in the pool. So what we did was we actually made some adapters, and I'm going to show you in a secondary clip on how these adapters, on how we did this, because you will have to use the couplers that came with the system, and then you're going to adapt using some PVC piping, and I'll show you how to do that next. What we did was we ran the outflow, or sorry, I'll show you over here. This is the low. This is the low side of the pool outlet. So the flow goes from here. We ran it actually into our old cartridge filter. I don't plug this one in because it's just a water flow and it goes through. It just has an added filtration setup. It then flows out the bottom into the basket, and it gets pumped through the sand filter out through here. Now this is where I just made it so that we can valve it to go out to our, just come along with me here, our solar setup. So we bought some Best solar system, and so the piping goes into the solar. These things are excellent. They're heating up our pool really nice in the hotness, the hottest part of the summer. I bought two of them because of the size of the pool. If you have a pool that's a little smaller, one of these will probably be okay, but of course the more the better. Which then pipes back through, and I'll just hop over here, and it pipes back through here. And then what we have actually installed for the extending of our pool season is a Raypak 206T natural gas heater. This heater is excellent for extending your swim season in combination with solar heaters. Depending on where you live, we run this maybe 6 hours in a day, and it keeps this pool at 90 degrees or better. And it's cost us about $150 to $200 in the colder months. In the summer months, we don't even notice the difference because we don't use it very often. Today we're going to show you a little trick on how to adapt Intex or Coleman or above ground soft side pools to hard plumb them. Here we have, so basically the start is we want to get rid of all these crazy tubes all over the place, because we're running some solar heaters and we're running a different pump, and we're going to start running actually a gas heater as well, which will show you how to do that. But first off, we have to figure out how do we use this piece to fit onto the solar heaters and also onto the shutoff valves on the pool. So I came across another video that just showed that you take a 1.5 inch bushing. This is an ABS bushing. Now what you'll see is there's writing on the bushing, and also you'll see all these little tiny little tabs, and those of course aren't going to work, so we have to get rid of those. The way to get rid of them is you get some good 40 grit sandpaper, place it on a table so you want a nice flat surface so you don't have any uneven, and you just run like this, and I'll just show you what it looks like when it's done. Oops. And to get the little tabs off, you want to just I'll do one for you so you can see what I do here. Just do it real quick until you feel it. It'll get right down, and just like that, it's done. Right? Just like that, it's cleared off. When you're done, it's gonna look like that. So you're gonna have a totally round and a flat surface area for the rubber gasket. So you just basically take your hose clamp off, however the style is that you have. Pull this piece out because you're not going to use this anymore. You're going to take your new bushing. You're going to slide it into this threaded. So when you're ready to start connecting this all up, what you're going to do is you're going to take a coupler. It'll be a 1.5 inch coupler, or it's called a butt connector, and you'll actually run some ABS glue just right around the edge here. You're going to slide that on, and I'm going to show you how to do that once we get those pieces and once we're ready to go ahead and start the process. This is just showing how to make this particular piece. Once you put that glue on, you want to make sure you only put the glue on maybe about a 1/4 inch to a maximum 1/2 inch on this, because what you want to do is slide a nickel in between that coupler and this piece right here, this threaded piece, because what you want is, once that coupler is solid glued on here, you want to be able to spin this so that you can tighten it on your solar heater or on your gas heater, wherever you're planning to put this this connection. So on the next video, we'll show you how to glue it all together and put this thing together. Okay, so thanks for watching. I showed you earlier here how to make this bushing and to make this coupler here swivel. So now we're going to use the butt joint or coupler. Take our ABS glue. Like I said, we're just going to go just about maybe a 1/4 inch on this piece, and just on the inside there. Oops, I got a little bit on the coupler. We don't want to do that. And then you want to give it a little twist as you're doing it. And again, I'm just doing this by eye, but you want to give it about just a wee little bit of gap there. Okay? And that is so that you'll spin it when that's hard plumbed. Okay, so with the installation of this rate pack, you will need to get a licensed gas fitter technician, because he needs or she needs to know the amount of PSI that you'll need for the heater, and they'll need to tap into your system, as well as you will need an electrical source, one for of course the pump, and one for the ignition of the heater. So don't forget that if you're doing it yourself, that you do need to have a GFI. This is electrical. You're near water. Have it as protected as possible from the pool, so that there's no chance of electrical shock. And then of course connected into the appropriate 15 amp or 20 amp circuit. But check your local bylaws, etc., and your local code for that. Two other really important tricks to keep your pool warm is to get yourself a really nice solar blanket. We leave this on all night, and anytime that we're not using it, this solar blanket is on it, and that really bottles in the heat. The other thing that we do is we do not run our pump overnight, because what happens there with these above ground pools is you're pumping out that water, and possibly through a system like this, and the cold air cools those systems down, so you're going to end up pumping back cold water into your system. So don't there's no need to run your filtration system on a pool like this overnight.